Hello everyone. Today we will have a look at the 2012 movie Blue Lagoon, The Awakening. This is a movie of two students who get stuck on an island for months, and we will see what they do on that island. At the beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Emmeline who is intelligent and beautiful. She has a lot of friends. All the boys in the college keep looking for an excuse to talk to her. Conversely, we see a boy named Dean who is very lazy compared to Emmeline, because of which he has no friends in college. After that, a teacher comes to their class who tells them that for a project, a group of some of the students in the class will be taken to an island where they have to renovate a school for poor children and also help them for their future. Emmeline and Dean are both included as part of that group. All the students reach the island. The island is very beautiful and they enjoy it. Also, they start working on their project. In the evening, Emmeline's friend proposes she attend a party. Emmeline denies at first, but after persuasion, she agrees to attend the party. Then they all get ready and reach the venue. The party was happening on a boat by the sea, but here some students were enjoying with their partners with drugs, and now this boat has both Emmeline and Dean, and they find all this to be very strange. Meanwhile, some policemen surround the boat because they came to know that drugs are being used on this boat. Then Dean gets very scared seeing the police, and in the same hurry, Emmeline slips and falls into the water. Seeing this, Dean jumps into the water to save her, and he saves Emmeline and gets into a small boat, but Dean cuts the rope of that boat. Actually, Dean did not want to get involved in the police's affair, and he was thinking that he would go back again after the police left. But later he comes to know that there is no motor in this boat. Therefore, their boat travels quite far away. After that, teachers tell all the students that this trip is being canceled because of your nonsense, and everyone has to leave. But as soon as this happens, Emmeline's friend tells the teacher that Emmeline is not receiving any calls since last night, and her phone is switched off as well. They also get to know that Dean also isn't here since last night. Alternately, we see Emmeline and Dean, who were trapped in the middle of the sea, but Dean sees an island, which makes him feel that there must be someone there. So they both take a boat and reach that island. And conversely, we see Emmeline and Dean's parents, who had found out that their children are lost. So they reach here to find out from the school authorities, and they ask the school authorities to find their children as soon as possible. Alternately, Dean and Emmeline start roaming here and there in search of people on the island, but they do not find anyone here, and they both understand that now they are stuck here. So they start going back to their boat, but their boat was not there. In fact, the boat was washed away with the water, and in the evening they were both very tired, so they went to sleep there. And conversely, we see the parents of Dean and Emmeline, who were putting pressure on the teachers to find their children as soon as possible. The next morning, when Dean wakes up, he goes to the sea to take a bath. And when Emmeline was filling water to drink, she hears someone's voice in the jungle, but when she looks around, she doesn't see anyone. After that, they feel very hungry. Therefore, they start eating coconut and bananas from the island. At first, they didn't talk to each other much in college, but here, they started liking each other. And conversely, the police feel that they are both dead now, since it's been a month since they got lost. The police are now searching for their dead bodies, but their parents are still hopeful that their kids are still alive. While talking to Emmeline, Dean suddenly sees a skeleton. Now, looking at that skeleton, Emmeline feels that after some time, he will also be in the same state. But Dean explains to her that nothing like this will happen to us. Our parents will find us soon, and we will go home safely. Hearing Dean's words, Emmeline feels a little comforted. In this moment, they come close to each other and start kissing. After that, they start getting intimate there, and they get so lost in each other that they forget that they are both trapped here. Then the next morning, when Emmeline opens her eyes, she sees that Dean is not here, which scares her a lot, and she goes to the forest to find him. After that, she reaches the place where Dean was digging a pit so that he could bury the skeleton. But Emmeline gets very angry at Dean that how can he go without telling her. Now, in anger at Dean, Emmeline suddenly falls into a pit which hurts her knee a lot. Dean sits her down and starts cleaning her wounds. After this, Emmeline takes off her clothes and they go for a bath. Then in the next scene, we see that Emmeline asks Dean about her mother. Then he tells her that his mother is no longer in this world and he considers himself to be the reason for his mother's death, because in his childhood, his mother died because of his mistake. That's why he likes to be alone since his childhood, and he couldn't even go to his mother's last rites. That's why he was burying this skeleton and remembering his mother. Then, conversely, We see Dean and Emmeline's parents, who have been looking for their children for many days, but now they also give up. They thought that they might be dead now, so they go back to their home. But alternatively, Dean and Emmeline were in love with each other on the island, and they were very happy here. And at the same time, they could not control their emotions, which always makes them close to each other and become intimate. Then one day, Dean suddenly hears the sound of a plane, from which he runs to get the flare gun so that he can fire the flare gun and give the signal to the plane. But even after searching a lot, he does not find the flare gun, and the plane leaves from there. After this, they feel that they may never be able to get out of here. But then Dean hears a voice, and he follows that voice and goes towards it. But when he goes there, he finds out that this voice is of a Black Panther. Seeing this, Dean gets very scared and starts running away from there. Now the Black Panther also starts following him. Then when Emmeline also hears the voice, she starts running to find Dean. But when she reaches Dean, she sees that Dean has killed that Black Panther. After this, they start building a house of branches to live together, and then they look because they realize that now they will never be able to get out of here. Then, conversely, we see their parents, who were missing them a lot even today. When Dean and Emmeline were resting, a bottle falls from above. When they look up, they find out that a monkey has climbed the tree with all their belongings, and he also has a flare gun in his hand. Then they signal to the monkey to drop the flare gun, but the monkey does not drop the gun. Then Emmeline entices the monkey with a banana, and the monkey drops the flare gun. After a while, we see a helicopter passing by from above. Emmeline and Dean shoot with the flare gun, which catches their attention, and they are saved. Afterwards, when the kids reach the airport, parents and close friends come to receive the kids. Now, Emmeline's friends surround her, leaving Dean all alone. Then Dean comes home with his father. At night, Dean goes to Emmeline's house to meet her, but Emmeline does not talk to him nicely and bans him from getting close. Then Emmeline tells Dean that her parents threw a party to celebrate her joining the class, so you must attend the party tomorrow. The next day, Dean arrives at the party, but he sees that Emmeline is busy with her friends and she is ignoring him, which makes him feel very bad, and he starts living alone again. But one day, Emmeline realizes her mistake, so she calls Dean to convince him, but this time Dean ignores her. Then in the next scene, we see that it is the students' prom, where Emmeline is also there, and conversely, we see Dean, who was still unable to forget Emmeline, so he gets ready and goes to the prom. Then Emmeline goes to him and kisses him, and they come together again. And with this movie ends here.